Good day and welcome to video lesson for today. It is important for you to note that you would attempt a quiz question immediately after the video lesson. Cables have always been a part of the computer and a very essential aspect of the computer. Way back from the first generation computers, cables have always helped to connect devices, connect internal parts of the computers and all. So today we'll be looking at the topic computer cables. From our first slide, discover that the computer cables or a computer cable is a wire covered in plastic that transmit power or data between devices or between locations. Cables are alternatively referred to as cord. Some people call it cord, some people call it a connector, or you can call it a plug. Whichever one you take is okay. So we're going to see the various types of computer cables. Now for us to see all these parts of the types of computer cables, you should also note that a computer cable are not just created of the parts of the computer, they are functional. They are always important that they have a place that connecting one aspect to the next aspect. So let's look at the types of computer cables. The first one we'll look at is the VGA, the video graphics array. We'll look at them shortly, but let's list them first. PATA, PATA, Parallel Advanced Technology Attachment. SATA, Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. USB, Universal Serial Bus. HDMI, the High Definition Multimedia Interface. RJ45, the registered jack. Power cable. Alright, so we're going to start from the first one, the VGA. Let's get started. Now the VGA is a cable which is, like you can see, the video graphic array cable that is used to send signals from your computer, could be from your system unit or from the internal parts of your computer to your screen. So it's usually used for a desktop computer. It comes basically on blue with a blue color, but can also come as black or white colors. So just note that. If you look at your VGA, it comes with some selected pins that you can see. Selected pins of about 15 pins internally that would match the ports where this connector would be connected to. So if you look at the right hand side of your screen, you see that you have a 15 ports pins where they will have to be inserted from your connector. So this is your video graphics array. The PATA, which is called the Parallel Advanced Technology Attachment. This connector is basically used to send signals from the motherboard to your hard disks. The hard disk is usually in charge of the PATA is usually in charge of connection between the hard disks and the motherboard. So it is called PATA because of the parallel nature of the connector. If you see the connector, it's a long interface connector, like the parallel long interface connector. There are a lot of pins aligned together in a single row. Alright, so this is your PATA. Remember, it's used to connect your hard disk with the motherboard. The next one is your SATA. Similarly with the PATA, the SATA is not as long in looks like how the PATA looks. It doesn't look the same. but also connects one area of the motherboard to another aspect of the motherboard. Now if we talk about motherboard, we are saying the board that controls the entire computer. It can only be seen when you open your system into or you open your laptop. Alright, so this is your Serial Advanced Technology Attachment SATA. Let's go to the next. USB. USB is the most popularly used cable in the computer. It's used to connect several devices from your printers to a flash drive to a scanner to speaker and all. So USB is one of the most popularly used ports or cables or connectors that you can find in the computer. No wonder most computers come with several ports for USB connections. HDMI. This is the high definition multimedia interface. This is usually used. You can find it in old computers, but most recently you can find them in most of newly produced computers, most especially your 8th generation computers. They use HDMI in place of VGA. While some computers can come with both HDMI and also come with VGA. However, anyone you see can be used to project your computer to a screen. The HDMI is much more sharper, and that's why it's called high definition. So the HDMI is your high definition multimedia interface. It can be used to connect your computer to a screen, connect your computer to a projector, and whatever kind of form of display you need. HDMI, once it's present, gives you the best quality picture. Your RJ45, which is called a registered jack. A registered jack, it's basically used for one thing, and that is internet. It is used to connect internet to that computer. Whether you're using a laptop or a desktop computer, the RJ45, once it's connected, it provides internet to that computer. And once it's plugged correctly, you get the light blinking telling you that internet connection is functional. So that's your RJ45. Comes in several colors: milk, white, blue, pink. Like we have here, this is the blue type. So this is called your RJ45, also known as your registered jack. The last cable for today is your power cable. Your power cable brings electricity to your computer. You and I know without electricity you can't use a computer. Your computer cannot be charged or light cannot be sent, electricity cannot be sent to your computer. So this is a very important aspect also of the computer. This cable is as essential as the computer. So most times when you buy your computer, it comes with a power cable. So this is an example of a power cable, and this one is for desktop. You can have different types, others for laptops and all, for phones and all different types of power cables. This has brought us to the end of today's lesson. I would like you to go through the records again and again to be sure about everything before attempting your quiz. You have only one chance to attempt your quiz. So I wish you good luck and see you next week.